Well, the emphasis was in the wrong place. You know, there was Pan-Africanism and people wanted to speak Swahili, and there was this whole concept of Africa. And they didn't understand tribes. They just thought Africa was one place and we could take one language and it would bring us together if we wore Darsikis and naturals. But really, all we had to understand was our buying power, the dollars that we spent and what those dollars meant. And if we spent those dollars in the right direction, we would have created an economic base here, which would have given us power. So we could have operated from an economic base, develop a political base, which we are developing now, and we would have gained our freedom much quicker. But our leaders, a lot of them are very immature, and I say that, not that I'm that bright, but they're immature because the targets that they picked were targets that really would mean nothing in the future. We have the great historical March on Washington. As a person who believed in economics, what the March on Washington meant to me was symbolism. I didn't need it because I knew black was all right anyway. I didn't need anyone to tell me that I got to go to Washington and sing to show that I'm black. But what happened is that blacks spent a lot of money going to Washington, and most of that money went into the hands of white people who own those hotels and their transportation means and so forth. So ultimately in America, it's going to be economic power and political power. The reason that black people in America are together is because of discrimination. If it wasn't for discrimination, no need for a black to deal with a black other than if you're on the same economic level or social level or so forth. Because black isn't positive or negative. It's just a color. If you deal with the history of how blacks got here, the splitting up of families purposely, the different tribes, different languages, different customs, Africa is not like one country and one people. Africa is many people, many customs, many traditions. It starts with not having any true culture, no grandfather to tell you what you are. I am Igbo. Igbo is this. You know, in the Jewish culture, you are Jewish, we do this. We have been merchants for many years. We must protect each other. The world have ostracized us. You have this responsibility to deal with. We don't get that, okay? So we start with that. Then we start with the technique of brainwashing that's perpetuated on us. I mean, the brainwashing technique was so bad until we had cultures within cultures. We had light-skinned black people that didn't want to associate with black people. We had colleges in the South that were black colleges that you had to send a picture to. And if you didn't have what they call good hair and light skin, you couldn't be enrolled in that college. So within our own group, there was this whole thing about being light and black and all of these different things. So to get rid of all of that and have television show you these blue-eyed blondes and wonderful-looking curly-headed men, and then you don't look that way. And then you get a chance to play some football, and they give you a little shot and give you a little money and maybe give you one of those girls, and you really think you're living, you know. And I mean, you don't want to care about anybody else. You just want to be out there and enjoy that stuff because you've been given an entree level that's not on the top, but at least you're kind of in the ball game. So there's a lot of things to fight to bring about the kind of unity that I'm talking about and the economic support that blacks need, you know, to give each other in order to emerge as a viable part of the society.